is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I think we finally got a big win for the TCG player sellers. The people like me have had a hard time separating themselves and going elsewhere. Been a true TCG player homie. We finally got a win, and that comes in the form of some shipping changes that are going to be giving a little bit more of a benefit to those who have been selling for a while. And I wanted to go over that with you today. There's not too much information to go over other than the very brisk amount that they gave, but I'm pretty happy about it. And we're gonna go over it. So before we do that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Bronzgod, and I sell trading cards on Tcgplayer and eBay. We average about $40,000 a year in sales, mostly in bulk, which we are looking to exceed by the end of the year. In addition, we do have two other channels, one for weight loss, one for gaming. Both links are in the description if you want to check any of those out. In addition to that, we do have a growing list of affiliate codes. Card Uploader is now added to that list. So if you want to check any of those out, you can save a little money, I can make a little money, and we can both win. So we're going to switch screens in a second, but the big change is shipping protection. Essentially, with Tcgplayer, for the longest time, if you have an order, it does not have a tracking number, and it goes missing, seller's on the hook for it, which, granted, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, usually it's like, you know, $14, $15, $18, usually right under that threshold, because usually any orders over $20, they will actually have a window that comes up and says, hey, if you don't put tracking on this, this is your responsibility. And unfortunately, there are people out there that take advantage of that. So like for me, still to this day, if I ship cards myself, my shipping threshold is like $40 before I'll do a bubble mailer. I know that's extreme, but that $4 to $5, and now that shipping has been increased, you know, 6, 7, 8, depending on where you're shipping it to in the US relative to where you live, that can be a big hit percentage-wise when it comes to fees. So I kind of live dangerously with like the $30 and $40 cards. Now I think I'm about 16, almost 16,000 total sales, obviously with a lot of those being direct, but I would say about 10,000 of those is purely me. And of those 10,000, I would say maybe less than 1% have gone missing. So these changes, although they're good, it's not like this, you know, it's not like I got 1,000 packages every week going missing to where I'm going to be, you know, protected that much. But just the fact that that umbrella is open and that protection is there is a feel-good moment, because there are a lot of platforms out there that have protections for their sellers, especially ones who are reputable with immaculate or pristine or flawless feedback, you know, ratings. And the fact that they being Tcgplayer had no bone throwing to someone who has a reputable selling history was a bit of a bummer. So I want to switch screens. We're going to look at the little blip. It's maybe like a paragraph or two, but we're going to read it over, talk about a little more, and go from there. Alrighty, so here it is, the expanded protection, the Tcgplayer safeguard. Again, I'm pretty excited about this because as someone who has, and I'm sure a lot of you out there do, a lot of sales. I know the feedback system on Tcgplayer isn't necessarily like the end-all be-all, because a lot of people just let the timer run out. For those who don't know, if someone doesn't mark feedback after 2 weeks, Tcgplayer just automatically marks it a 5. So it's pretty hard not to be at 100% or 99% or 99.9%, but there are people that manage to do it somehow. Anyway, so Tcgplayer safeguard, let's read this over real quick. So it says starting today, which as of this video will be yesterday, so Monday of this week, sellers with 1,000 or more lifetime orders who are based in the US will be eligible for untracked orders, for coverage on those orders. So Canada sellers, I believe, are still going to be eligible for protections on things that are $49.99 and up. But as far as this new change, it unfortunately is only for the US sellers. I'm sure there are reasons why, but how it works. When a qualifying untracked order is reported missing by a buyer, eligible sellers can provide the buyer with a full refund and then request coverage by escalating the order message thread or contacting Tcgplayer. If the request qualifies, the seller will receive a credit for the order. For more information about the coverage for untracked orders, we can go to this page linked, which we will switch over to in just a second. Check your eligibility, navigate to the seller seller portal at home in the feedback table and find the count. That's going to be the home page where it has all your feedback. Mine is sitting at, I think I just checked, it was just under 16,000 or just over 16,000. So as long as that counter is at 1,000 or more, that's going to be, you're eligible. They don't really mention anything else as far as that goes, but they go on to say this update is an important step in our ongoing work to strengthen seller protections and improve the shipping experience of TCGplayer. We hear your feedback and are committed to supporting your business, which is why we're also working on solution support, plain white envelope tracking. In the meantime, we intend to keep this new coverage in place for eligible sellers who until we're able to roll out improved tracking solutions for all sellers. So, couple things. One, at least there is we're being heard. Right now, this could have been something they've already been working on, and it's been in the works for a while. But especially a couple weeks ago, when me and a lot of other people were kind of complaining about like, what are we doing here? The fact that they have acknowledged that this is something in the works, it is something that they are trying to do, and this is just kind of a first step into making the shipping process on TCGplayer better, or at least up to par with some of the other platforms, is amazing. I don't need perfection. I just need progress, right? Progress over perfection. So it's very well wanted and very well appreciated. Again, man, like, I know that I'm small compared to some people who have 50, 60,000 orders, or your big boys who are in the, direct, and they're just doing like, hundreds and thousands of orders a day. But as someone who's been selling on the platform for a little over 3 years and has literally had zero issues, I should have a little bit of an olive branch when an order goes missing. If it's not my fault, and when companies share that they're making $3.3 billion in profit, or whatever it is that TCGplayer had, or million, I don't remember what the number was, but it was huge. It's like, come on, guys, like is a 30 cent or dollar order, one out of every 10,000 orders no, it's not going to hurt you. Even if it happened to 20% of all sellers every day, which would never happen, it's still like just a little drop in the bucket. And it just goes to like give a little more, I can't even think of the word, but just like, it just makes us think that you guys have our backs and TCGplayer, which this does very much so. So there is the buyer protections here that are listed. I didn't read over this too much. It does say it has to be within 30 days. So if it goes over 30 days, you have to make sure you do it within the 30 days, or else it's not going to be able to be eligible. So it looks like under 30 days, 1,000 feedback, and then you're good. If it is a direct or marketplace order, just reach out to them. So I'm pretty excited. Obviously, I think the elephant in the room is still integrated shipping, which it sounds like they are working on. I know there are other solutions out there, but because I've always wanted to be indirect, and I always wanted to have the velocity that direct offers, having the ability to have the random order come through in the marketplace and know that if something goes wrong, my back has had. It's something I've always wanted, and the fact that these changes are being made is pretty darn. It's just nice. It's nice to get a win. I would like to say that it was on all of us for doing that, but like I said, I'm pretty sure they've had it in the works for a while now. I would like to hear what you have to say, because I know there are some sellers out there that are saying, 1,000 orders, man, that is too much. I just started. I just got to level 4, which is like 50 orders. It's going to take for me forever to get to 1,000. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I got to 1,000 in like the first 6 months, 7 months. I listed all my bigger stuff I had in my collections. I had 1 or 2 people that I was helping sell collections for. You'd be surprised how quick you can get there. And with the amount of platforms out there, especially the ones that are on the mobile side that kind of have a little bit of a shady reputation for not vetting their sellers, I think 1,000 is actually, in all honesty, a good benchmark to be at, to make sure that the person that you're going to be possibly refunding an order for going missing, it's a nice track record to see how you handle customer service, how you handle messages, how often does this happen. If it was just 10 or 20 orders, I don't think there is a way to have a accurate depiction of the of the seller and what they're about. So overall, I love this. I love the fact that they mentioned the integrated shipping that is in the works at the bare minimum. And that's enough for me for now. Is it enough for you? I'd love to hear what your opinions are. Do you like this change? Do you think this is just a small pedantic thing in the bigger picture? I'd love to hear what you have to say. I appreciate you very much for stopping by and hope you have a great day. Bye.